Hi, in this video we will see the relationship between risk and return. This is the first step towards the estimate of the discount rate. As we saw previously, the discount rate plays a major role in everything we saw. So the next natural step is to find how we will get the discount rate. We will not see everything in this course, but you will have the first glance at it. So let's imagine you have a share of Microsoft. Right now, it has a certain price, a certain value. So this is value, and right now you have a certain share with a certain value. In 1 year, you expect that the value will rise. That's why you have that share. And the slope of this line here, given the expected value, this is the expected value of the share in 1 year, this slope will represent the expected return of asset A. Let's say that this is asset A, Microsoft. So the slope will determine the expected return. But this is not the only possible scenario. Even though we expect that the share price will go this way, it can go in any other direction. So it can go a little bit higher, or even higher, or a little bit lower, or even decrease. And the degree, the width that we have here, this here will determine risk, which is represented by the standard deviation of returns. So for every single asset, what you will have is a combination of risk and return, where return is the expected return, is how much you expect to increase in value of your asset, and risk is the risk that you are taking from deviations around the expected return. So for every single asset, you are able to get these two things. And then we can place each asset on this plot. So we have here the relationship between risk, total risk, and expected return. Since you can find this for every single asset, you can place here, for example, asset A. So asset A is this point here with a certain expected return and a certain risk. Because for each asset, you will find these two things. And you can do this also for asset B, with a certain expected return and a certain risk, and also for asset C, and so on. So for every single asset that you may find on the market, you will have these two things, expected return and risk. Once you identify the expected return and risk for each individual asset, you are able to start the estimate of the discount rate for all the assets, and that is dependent on the relationship between all the existing assets on the market. And this is something you will see in other courses. For now, you just have to be aware that for each asset you will have the expected return and risk, and then the relationship between different assets will determine the expected return and the discount rate for every single asset.